want to tell you a story about my town, Waka. Some months ago, a lonely man that grew up here returned after making his fortune in Hollywood. His mother had passed away and left him all of her belongings. We'd heard he stopped to visit her grave, but after a short time wandering, gave up trying to find her. He did find the house, and an unlocked door, taking up residence. He soon became a celebrity at the local establishments. His ideas appealed to people, mostly because he was famous and they weren't. Before long, he was encouraged to run for our town's mayor. He took to the task with vigor. He especially loved the fundraising, and the willingness of the locals to throw him money. He held gun raffles, meat raffles, booze raffles. He sponsored race cars. He organized parades. He went bar to bar, describing his campaign platform to anyone who would listen. I obtained a copy of his notes and will read it for you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished citizens, and probably some undecided voters who stumbled into this bar by accident. Thank you all for being here today as I throw my hat into the ring and declare myself a candidate for the honorable position of mayor. Now, let me be honest with you right from the start, I am not a traditional politician. I'm just an average Joe who decided to give this whole political thing a shot because, hey, our forefathers thought the average Joes would govern our land, not full-time politicians. So, let's get to the heart of the matter. My campaign is based on 3 pillars that I guarantee will make this city great again, or at least give us a good laugh along the way: patriotism, religious faith, and having babies. Strap yourselves in, folks, because it's going to be a wild ride. First, patriotism. I know I just returned from making my fortune in the film business, but I've always loved this village, folks. It's the best shithole town in the world, believe me. And I'm going to make it even better. Now, how do we show patriotism? It's with our guns. Fortunately, my mother, God rest her soul, I'll get back to that soon, left me a supply of guns that could outfit a Virth hunting party. No offense about the Virth family, but they do miss their target a lot. Now, let's talk about religious faith. I'm a big believer in freedom of religion, as long as it's my religion. Just kidding. I haven't been to church in a long time. I do have some special meeting with God at times, usually when I'm in states that have legalized marijuana. But seriously, folks, we're going to have the most diverse range of religious symbols and traditions on display. Islam wants to put up towers to announce the call to prayer. They say it's only fair since Christians ring their bells as loud as they can. I'm not sure our quiet village is ready for Arabic blaring 5 times a day. I'm going to see if they might start with using our tornado siren alert system in place of the chanting. One thing you'll learn about me is how I'm good at finding the middle ground. Last but not least, let's talk about making babies. Now, I know what you're thinking, why is this guy even bringing up such a personal topic? Well, because there's no middle ground to those arguing about the having babies. If we do the making babies right, we won't have to worry about the having babies later. In conclusion, my fellow citizens, if you want a mayor who takes patriotism to the extreme, turns our city into a religious circus, and encourages baby making like there's no tomorrow, then I'm your guy. The campaign was going so well, changing wheelbarrows of gifts into cash. But then that interview started things skidding toward the episode. K9 bought a slot on the local radio station. He then arranged for the interview to be broadcast nationwide, although Waka voters don't travel much outside the two nearest towns of Amro and Berlin. The Morning Colin Show, the one where you can offer items for sale or complain about something, is hosted by Betsy, and she agreed to moderate the interview. As they started, K9 complained about the size of his microphone compared to hers. She asked him, "Is big important to you?" K9 answered, "Well, it used to be. That's how I made a living." I'd heard later she threw him a fuzzy cover for his microphone. Apparently, he struggled with it like I'd been told he often did in his films when trying to cover a pointed object. Betsy said, "Let's start with how did you get that name, K9?" He replied that it was given to him one day on the playground at the Waka school. A cartoon character named Martin the Martian was in Bugs Bunny cartoons, and he had a dog called K9 who liked to play in the dirt. I've been told his career has continued with this fascination for dirt. So the kids started calling him K9. He liked it. He said, "It's catchy, don't you think?" Betsy continued, "Your platform is patriotism, religious faith, and making babies." He replied, "Something everyone can agree on." Betsy commented, "It seems to me, you've connected guns and patriotism as the same thing." K9 stated, "Hey, I sponsor a trap shooting team. If you want to see a bunch of patriots, come to the Berlin Conservation Club on Thursday nights. I tell you, if an enemy ever comes at us with clay pigeons, we're ready." She snapped back, "When you love guns more than other humans, I don't think that's patriotism." She said, "I'm not sure of your intentions with religious faith. Your success was in porn films. Rampant pornography has made it difficult for many young Christian men to form healthy relationships." A mother recently argued her 2 Christian daughters had 6 consecutive breakups with Christian men between them because of the men's inability to break out of their porn addiction. K9 mumbled, "That's a new one." Betsy restarted, "In your conversations with God." K9 cut in, "Churches also don't talk about guns, but God does." Betsy asked, "What does he say?" "These are private sessions according to K9. Betsy then asked, "On your third pillar, making babies, you have even less credibility." K9 retorted, "Well, let's say I've had plenty of making babies action across a number of venues, if you know what I mean, but that is true, I've never finished the job, so to speak." Betsy snipped, "I understand most of your venues were young boys." For once K9 didn't have much to say. Betsy walked out of the interview shouting, "Good luck, but I'm not fucking voting for you." K9 shouted, "Hey, you can't say that on the air." Then he said more things that were broadcast that I'm trying to forget. Waka's campaign fraud inspector came one day to question K9. He surprised K9, who then took some quick action to at least not be caught with loaded guns in the house. K9 couldn't stop the inspector from entering the house. The inspector rattled off many activities held without proper accounting methods. In his ranting, he caught the Packard toaster out of the corner of his eye. K9 encouraged him to try it out. He'd always wanted one, but wouldn't splurge on such an extravagance. The inspector could hardly wait for the toast to pop up with that Packer symbol burned into the bread. He became impatient. K9 encouraged him to take a closer look. He might see the toasting in real time. That's when the episode happened.